How you doing? My name is Derek Gammons. I'm Lauren's husband, and unfortunately, I'll be the only audience member sitting in on her speech.
When you wake up, what do you think about? What's on your mind in the morning? Are you thinking about the deadline that you need to finish for work? Are you thinking about the kids getting to school on time? Or are you stressed about that homework assignment that you need to finish at night? These are just a few small situations that may cause you stress in your everyday life. According to the Journal of International Society for the Investigation of Stress, stress is considered to be the negative emotional experience associated with biochemical, cognitive, and behavioral changes aimed at adapting to an event. Stress can be good when short-term and when it triggers your body to do something that you need it to do. Stress can initiate your adrenaline and put your body into motion to do something that's important or to finish something that you need to get finished. When stress turns from short-term to long-term, this can be not good for your body. Long-term stress can be considered chronic stress. Chronic stress is considered the constant feeling of uncontrollable stress for a long period of time or a prolonged period. Many stresses can take forms of anxiety. For example, children get anxiety also. This can be like separation anxiety. Children get separation anxiety when they're separated from a family member, or from their parents, or from someone that they see a majority of the time. Stress can also take the form of anxiety disorders. To list a few anxiety disorders, which this is not all of them, there's OCD or obsessive compulsive disorder. There is a generalized anxiety disorder. There is post-traumatic stress disorder. And there is panic disorders. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 18% of Americans have an anxiety disorder. So just to go through the ones I listed, I want to tell you a little bit about them. First is generalized anxiety disorder, which I mentioned. Generalized anxiety disorder is the excessive or constant unrealistic worrying about everyday things in your life. And this is not just the everyday stress, but like I said, it's constant and it's unreal, like things that maybe are not very realistic to constantly stress about. Another disorder is OCD or obsessive compulsive disorder. OCD or obsessive compulsive disorder is intrusive, unwanted thoughts, and they can become obsessions. Sometimes people with OCD may repeat rituals or routines, and they believe that these rituals and routines will ease their anxiety and make them feel better. For example, someone may wash their hands repeatedly or unlock and lock a door repeatedly. This just makes them feel like they control their disorder and that they can ease their anxiety. But really, most people with OCD feel powerless to their obsessions and their rituals, and they don't think they have any control over it. PTSD is also another disorder. It's post-traumatic stress disorder. And this occurs when people who have experienced a natural disaster or an incident or accident or have been a witness to or involved in a war. If you've been a witness to a death or you've been involved in an assault or witness to an assault, this event, this outstanding event then stays with them, and this can cause flashbacks to their trauma, and it has been by the ADAA, 67% of people that have experienced or been witness to violence have developed PTSD, which is a large percent. Panic disorder is the next anxiety disorder, and that is when reoccurring panic attacks take place. Panic attacks is like a sudden onset of fear about something or apprehension, and this may involve crying or getting really upset or fearful, heavy breathing, or a lack of being able to breathe. All of these anxiety disorders and stress, even chronic stress and regular stress, can have negative effects. They can have negative effects on your work, on your academic, how you're doing in school, how you take a test, how you're studying, and they can also have an effect on your home life, your family, and your friends. All this stress and all these disorders can cause you to be physically tired and mentally exhausted, and they can wear down on your body as a whole. When you have anxiety and stress, it's not limited to these, but these are a few examples of what your body may, how your body may react to things. Like you may have nausea, you may have headaches or migraines. You may have sudden weight loss or sudden weight gain, and this can affect your health greatly. This may cause emotional distress, or a lot of people get depression from certain disorders and stresses over a long period of time. It'll certainly cause irritability for some people and body aches. And I'm sure you can see how any of these symptoms over a long term can greatly affect your health and your body. So to deal with these stresses and these anxiety disorders, you might have to gain some strategies to manage your stress. And these strategies are called coping skills. Coping skills include relaxation, whatever you might consider to be relaxing at home. They might consider exercise. A lot of people see exercising and working out their bodies as a relief for stress. You might need to change your eating habits. A lot of times your eating habits will make your body feel a lot better and relieve some stress. And a lot of times it may involve you changing your way of thinking. And this ties into there are different therapies that a lot of times are used for disorders. So the first therapy that I thought was really important is cognitive behavioral therapy. And cognitive behavioral therapy is basically, it's a combination of many things, such as studying the way you think, studying your reactions to things, taking a look at how you process information. Sometimes this may include journaling and writing about your thought process and how your thought process evolves. And sometimes this may even just include distraction therapy, which is like if you're going through stress or a panic attack or anxiety, some way to pull you out of the stress and the anxiety and pull you away from it by distracting yourself. Another type of therapy is exposure therapy, and exposure therapy might be used during if you're dealing with PTSD or something. Maybe if you're fearful of something or stressed over a situation, you can slowly get exposed to that situation or that fear to take away the fear and to take away the stress over the situation over time. A lot of people I find are very hidden about their anxiety. They feel embarrassed to come up front about their anxiety disorders or maybe their chronic stress. But it's always important to look at your own stress and your own anxiety and see how you're dealing with it and better ways of coping and managing your stress with coping skills.